Look, it's all zeros. 0% financing, 0% down, 0% repairs and labor costs for 10 years. Experience the premier difference today. Financing is available with approved credit. Offer expires 9/30/2024. Premier Heating and Air is offering system checkups. Heat or AC, your choice, $49. Free estimate restrictions may apply, and this offer can't be combined with other offers. Experience the premier difference today. Log on to dublin.premierishere.com. Premier Heating and Air, a locally owned and operated company.
Welcome everybody. I'm glad to have with me today my dear friend Kay Hughes with the Dublin-Laurens County Recreation Authority. 44 years.
44 years.
Wow, you must have started when you was like 3.
Oh yeah, I was 3, that's right.
Come to play ball and end up staying job 44 years.
That's correct.
Could you have ever imagined?
No, that I'd be here 44 years later? No, but it's been a great job.
Okay, let's start out when you first joined Mr. Roy Hammond.
Roy Hammond's who hired me.
Yeah, everybody knows that name. He was such an incredible man that
He was.
loved recreation, loved giving kids the opportunity to play in sports. And, you know, we've been very blessed in Laurens County, Dublin and Laurens County, that we've had some good people between Roy and Danny Jones and, of course, Brian now.
And Wayne Gay.
Yeah, Wayne Gay.
Wayne was in between Danny and Roy.
So we've had some good people, but you know, you're only as good as your people. It's your support staff. It's the guys that take care of the fields. I was telling Brian the other day in his office, and of course, you remember this era. Me playing in East Dublin, we would get there early and we'd drag the field. Not with a tractor, not with a lawnmower.
Nope, by hand.
We'd grab that chain link fence, and here we go. And every kid on our team wanted to do it. You know, we'd fight over that. We put the bases down. We chalk the lines. Get the concession stand open.
Everything. You had to do everything.
Yeah, it was great. And then we played ball.
That's right. I learned that from Roy Hammond.
Yeah.
You had to learn everything about recreation.
So you've done it all, haven't you?
I've done a little bit of everything.
Umpired, referee.
I actually coached, umpired, referee, kept score.
And you actually reffed, and I called ball, basketball, football, and baseball, softball. But I've never done volleyball, and you have.
I have. Very interesting. Earl Farmer taught me that.
There's a name from the past.
He was at the rec department when I started, so he was like a huge mentor to me.
When you just said his name, I could see him so vividly with those green shorts and orange shirt that we'd call ball in. And then black Rydell, I think, shoes. And back then, I look back at them pictures. Lord, why did we wear them shorts we wore?
We've come a long way from shorts now. It doesn't look like that.
I know. I'm glad they're gone along with leisure suits.
Exactly.
But yeah, Earl Farmer, what a class act.
He was. He was a very class act.
Yeah, he was incredible. Could call ball. Very seldom did somebody get mad at him because, you know, you call what you see and
that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember I was calling at Warnock Park and Homer Starley was Pete Lake hit the ball going to first, and Homer come into second and slid way out of the baseline to knock the second base guy off. So I called him out and called the guy out on first, which was the rule. And Homer jumps up. He said, "James, it's me. It's me." I said, "Homer, I'm sorry. You know, it is what it is.
It is what it is. That's right.
And it don't matter when you're calling ball like that. It don't matter who it is. You don't even pay attention to.
You don't pay attention to who it is.
No,
you're just making the call.
That's right. So and I never had any trouble. You know, Homer want me. Hey, you must not know it's me. Or in that case, you're safe. You know,
yeah.
Really.
It doesn't work that way, does it?
No, it don't.
No.
But so you started out doing what?
I started out as the secretary for the rec department, the receptionist secretary, and of course then, you know, Mr. Hammond wanted you to learn all aspects of recreation. I didn't just work in the office. I'd go out and help do fields. At that time, I started in June the 4th of 1980. we overseen Riverview Golf Course. So on weekends, I'd work down there as well. So I did a little bit of everything. So I learned the ropes of recreation.
Well, Riverview wasn't that old.
No.
Because it had
It was
just
fresh.
come about. Yeah,
It was
not.
fresh.
It looks good now. It really does. They've had some problem. I mean, that hole down number 10 along the river, when the river rises, which it ain't rose now, but when it does, that hole's out of play.
It does. It does
that
mess
next
up the
par
golf course.
3 is out of play.
Right.
So, but Riverview looks much better than in those early days.
It does. It looks a lot better than it used to look.
So what all jobs have you done?
You know, I started as the receptionist secretary, and then for Roy Hammond and Miss Roberta Hammond. I stayed there several years, and then Wayne Gay became the new director because Roy left and went on to another recreation authority. And then when Wayne come, I went into the bookkeeping office for him. So that's the position I've held the longest, is I've done the books for the recreation authority. Of course, I've done a lot of other things too. I've done programming. You know, I have filled in any void that they've had. If they've asked, I've done it.
Yeah, and you got to know it all. I mean,
It helps. It does help.
I would be there watching a game. They'd say, "Hey, Jane, we don't have nobody keep score," and everybody couldn't do that book we used back then.
Exactly.
So
I had to be trained on that too.
yeah, and it was if you knew it, you knew it.
Right.
You know, it was fun, and but those days have been long gone.
They have. But
It's-
things have progressed.
Yes.
And it's progressed in a great way.
It has.
It really has. You don't get any better if you don't, you know, you've got to change.
Yeah.
So change is
Yeah.
great. It's progression.
It is. Change is good, and we have evolved. Now, we merged the departments, Dublin-Laurens County, in '99.
We did. We merged in July 1st of 1999, the county and the city rec department. I was actually with the city rec department, but I grew up playing in the county rec department, so I knew both aspects of both of those rec departments.
And this has been a good change.
It's been a true blessing. It really has. For the citizens of Lawrence County, it's really been great.
Yeah, and I want to get a little deeper in that, but we got to take a quick break. We'll be back in just a moment.
It's football season, and just like your favorite team, Dublin Chevy GMC Nissan's success is built on our teamwork.
Here, Mr. Jones, here's your tune-up parts. Thank you.
Chevy or GMC, we've got your trucks.
I might not have been a great ball player back in the day, but one thing about it, Don sells cars pretty good here at Dublin Chevy GMC Nissan.
Hi, I'm Brandy, and I would like to invite you to experience our newly renovated mammography suite at the Fairview Park Hospital Breast Center. Our breast center has its own dedicated entrance with a relaxing boutique-like waiting area. You can make your appointment online anytime at fairviewparkhospital.com or by calling 478-274-3919. Most appointments take 30 minutes or less, and we will have your results back to your doctor within 24 hours.
Welcome back, everybody. Continuing my conversation with Kay Hughes. We are here at the Dublin-Laurens County Recreation Authority.
That's correct.
And that's only been about 25 years, hasn't it?
That's only been about 25 years. When they merged the two departments, that's when Danny Jones became the new director then.
And as I drive in each time, I usually come in by First Atlantic South Bank, come down, and come up that way. And you come up between those two fields, and you see the banner there.
It says, "Welcome to Southern Pines."
Yeah, it's just absolutely beautiful.
It is.
And we've got the water park. I asked Brian a couple days ago, I said, who thought of that, clearing those woods out down here? It was a wetland, and we knew it held water, so what better thing to do than, and if you hadn't been out here, you need to come. That middle part was just timber, woods, whatever. They've cleared all that, and they got a pond there.
Got a pond.
Walking
It looks
trail.
really good.
Oh, it does. And the geese were having a good time.
They enjoy it down there.
Yeah, they fly between here and Fairview Park.
That's right.
Hospital,
They
I
love
think.
us and Fairview.
Yeah, and the playground. We have an all-inclusive.
It's an all-inclusive playground.
handicap.
It is awesome. I would have never believed we'd had a playground that great.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's about $500,000.
$500,000.
And isn't it great that we can invest in a place like this that draws from all, and I'm a tag reader.
It draws from everywhere.
I love to read tags, and you'll see Effingham County, Peach County.
That's
you know,
right. They
just
travel and
all
come to the
around.
park.
Yeah, they really do. And you know, they don't get enough attention if you ask me. And I will say this, talking about the field, guys take care of the field. I miss Robbie McNair.
Great guy. We always called him Chubby.
Yeah, that was his name.
That was his name. That's right. And he did get to he retired from us, but with
He's not doing good.
He had health issues, but he does still come back and visit.
He's an incredible. We graduated together at East Laurens, and I know you're watching. And we love you. I can tell you that. The recreation department.
Chubby was a great employee. He really was.
We were the class of 1978, and he has always been the same.
Yeah, hadn't changed.
Not changed. He is a faithful friend. He's a faithful Christian. He loves the Lord. He loves people. And I would watch him in action. People would get mad about something, and he would just calmly.
Yeah, he's just always calm, cool, and collective.
And loved taking care of these fields.
He loved it. He loved working out in maintenance. He did a great job.
He did absolutely anything he done. He did a great job. But and these guys that do these fields, they have to be here. Like last weekend, we had 1,400 kids here.
Yes.
And I want to insert here. These are not numbers that Kay or Brian or whoever come up with, but the Georgia Economic Development. Last year, our tourism department, it's not all recreation, but the recreation is a big part of the number.
Right, that's
but
right.
It's tourism into the Lawrence County. Last year, it was actually 22 numbers that we got last year. It was $100 million in revenue to tourism there where they spent on hotels, food. I know of people that went to the Mexican restaurant or a Red Lobster at the time and saw a car at Dublin Chevrolet or Dublin Ford, end up buying a car while they
That's
were here.
right.
So it's a lot of different things. And now I just got the number here a few days ago, and these are Georgia Economic Development numbers. They didn't somebody just come up
with. That's right.
$109 million. And let me tell you, last time I talked about that $100 million, I had people all over town say, "Where'd you get that number?" There's no way. I figured that up, and it just ain't no way. It is a way because it's the gospel. That's what it is.
There is a way.
It is. And for that revenue, $109 million, it decreases our property taxes by $825. So this park, Southern Pines, if you don't like it, if you do like it, and look, I appreciate you either way. All of us don't like the same things.
That's true.
But we ought to support our kids, but just think your property taxes will be $825 higher than they are now. We don't even like them now, but it's just the price we pay.
That's right.
And you know what, Kay? I talk to people in Soperton, in Alamo, in Eastman. They would give anything to have a complex like this.
It's an outstanding complex. Remember, I came through when we only had Hilburn Park and Stubbs. You know, we had a small field in Stubbs that's right where the gym's at now. Then we moved into Springdale Park and built that park, and I thought that was, awesome. I mean, it was for us until this park came in. And Dublin and Laurens County's got something to be very proud of.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of support for this park.
Yeah, we have. The commissioners have seen the value, the economic engine this place is. It's just incredible.
It is.
It's
it really is.
incredible.
And we appreciate everything they've done.
Oh, yeah. And I can tell how much you appreciate it because the way you take care of it.
That's
and
right.
That's the telltale sign.
Right.
And even if you're watching now, and look, I talk to people quite often that don't like Southern Pine. They don't have kids, and I get it. But I can come here, and this has happened. I got one grand young'un playing here on field 12, and
That's right.
one playing over here on 14. and I can stand in the middle about the concession
And watch 'em
stand,
play.
watch them both play and holler and yell. I couldn't do that. And look, I miss the days. And you know, we jump on the back of my daddy's truck, Charles Warnick, Don Baker, people like that.
I remember those
And we'd
gentlemen.
go to Cadwell or Rents or Dexter
Right.
or Dudley.
You traveled.
Yeah, and it was
You really
fun.
did.
It brought those communities alive, didn't it?
It did. It did feed, it fed to those
Yeah,
communities.
it really did. Everybody come to the ball field.
Mm-hmm.
And we had, I know you remember this during your tenure, but I remember when we started playing, they built the field at the VA.
That's right. They did build
Oh.
a field at the VA, and we played adult softball up there.
We did, and those kids, I can still see Slick. Everybody knew Slick. He rode all over town in that wheelchair. And but he loved softball, but all them men
Would come out and
gather out
watch.
there in their wheelchairs
They did.
and stuff like that. And
And it was great.
It was. It really was. And we played where Dublin plays baseball now.
That's right.
Bush Perry Field.
Field. We did play
Yeah.
adult softball there as well.
That's right. We've had a lot of water under the bridge.
We
since
have.
then.
I mean, a lot of water under the bridge.
So what do you think, and when you hear people in the community talk about with pride, how does it make you feel personally?
No, it makes me feel great. I mean, you know, I took this job, like I said, in 1980. I've thoroughly enjoyed working for the Recreation Department. I've worked for 4 great directors. Every one of them's vision's been different, but you know, Brian Lett's the new director here. He's been here 5 or 6 years now.
Yeah.
He has a great vision for this community, and you know,
Yeah.
it takes our team to support him and his vision. So
Yeah.
it takes a team to make the dream work. It does. It takes a team.
So you run into people in town that could be, well, my age, 64 years old, and just like me, I've got grandyoungins playing here.
That's right.
That you know, we played ball coming up, and then our kids played ball, and now our grandkids are playing. And when you run into people like that, and you hear the conversations, or you know I still do coaching in East Dublin. Those boys that I coached, we went 3 years undefeated. But let me tell you something. It don't matter when I said we had practice. They were there.
They
before
were
I got
there,
there.
exactly. That's right. And I coached in the girls program in a T-League setting, and we were the spark plugs. To this day, I still run into my girls.
Yeah.
Most of them are married. They have
Yeah.
families. A lot of their kids are playing with us. So, I mean, you know, you get to see the kids that when I first started grow up, and their kids are coming back and playing in Dublin.
Yeah.
It's very rewarding. It is a very rewarding job to see kids excel
Yes.
in sports.
Yeah, absolutely. Spark plugs. I missed that one.
I know. That was our team name. We were the Spark Plugs.
How about that? We were the East Dublin Angels, and my boys were not angels, but they did everything I'd ask them to do, and
Exactly.
they were coachable. You know, that's what they were. You didn't have trouble with parents.
No.
They supported what you did. It was just a different day.
It was.
It
It's
was all
changed.
different.
It has changed.
It has.
There's a lot more for kids to do than when we were growing up because, you know, everybody wanted to do sports back then. But there's really a lot for kids to do now.
Yes.
But we still have a lot of kids that play sports.
Yeah, but you know, we played, once school was out, we played
play
baseball in the summer.
In the summer.
I mean, that was our summer there.
And now we're actually playing while they're in school.
That's right. And you
It's-
finish before
And you
school
finish
gets
before
out.
school gets out. Yeah, we play for the full summer.
You mentioned Hilburn Park. When did it get so little?
I know.
'Cause it was
Because
so
it used to be
big.
so big.
Like Brave Stadium.
Yeah, it was big, and now it's kind of like, well, you know, you got Southern Pines, and it's
Yeah.
huge. Springdale was big, but Hilburn Park was small.
Yeah.
But when I first started coaching, we played over there at the little field at Stubbs.
And you know what I love about the Dublin-Laurens County Recreation Authority, and some people are going to hear this, and I know you don't like it because we've talked about it, but the way we work together with Dudley Little League, they're kids of Laurens County too.
They are. They're kids of Laurens County, and
Yeah.
they play other sports.
Yeah.
They may play their baseball and softball with Dudley, but they will probably play football,
They do.
basketball with us.
Yeah, they do.
They're our kids. We call them our kids.
Yeah, some of them play
It does not
fall
matter
ball.
to us where they play, as long as
No.
they're playing. They're our kids.
They are, and the reason I say that, they will practice sometime at Springdale or wherever.
That's
and
right, they
I know
do.
people complain, and some of you right now saying, I can't believe he don't care. I do care, and I care about those kids at Dudley. And I care about my dear friend Jason Locke, who did not single-handedly do it, but it was his vision.
It was his vision, and it was a great vision.
Yeah.
And the community of Dudley has surrounded him with that.
Yeah.
Hey, I give him kudos. It's a
Yeah.
great job. He's a
Yeah.
great guy. He really
He
is.
I was with him yesterday. I spoke to the Exchange Club. He's a member, and we talked quite a while. But I just love them. I love the Locks.
I'm like you. I've known the Locke family, played with his sister.
Yeah.
We played adult softball together, so I remember him since he was a little kid.
Yeah. I mean, we're all one community.
That's right.
Now, we're a large county, and we talked about playing at the different fields, jumping on the back of a truck and doing that, but this could not have been accomplished without a park like this.
That's right.
It just couldn't have, because we are between Panama City and Atlanta, Georgia. I mean, we are the #1 spot
It is.
to play ball. And next year, I understand, Brian told me, we're going to have a couple of World Series. We've never had one.
At the park.
Yeah.
We're looking very forward to that. I mean, we've got a tournament this weekend. I had a gentleman call a while ago and wanted to make sure, because the storm's coming through. Do y'all have turf fields? Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Are y'all going to be able to play? Yes, we will.
Yeah, the only thing that really stop us is lightning, which
Lightning.
it should stop
That's right.
you. But,
Or no power.
yeah,
If they have to put, we can still play in the daylight, but if we
That's
have no
right.
power out here, but
last weekend we had 1,400 children. Can you imagine by the time you add the parents and like
Grandparents,
us,
because
when mine
grandparents
play
come
travel
too.
ball, I'm with them. We go.
that's right.
So you got grandma and grandpa and maybe an aunt or uncle or something. That's a lot of people.
It's a huge economic impact for our community, because they're not just out here to play ball. They do go around in
Yeah.
the community to see what Dublin has to offer, and that's a great thing.
Yeah, I get calls from, I know the general manager at Cracker Barrel and places like that. Is there a tournament this weekend? I'm trying to gear up for it. Make
That's
sure I
right.
got
They call and
Yeah,
ask us.
Yeah, we got one this weekend.
They want to make sure they
so-
got enough staff
Yeah.
to oversee it.
The guy over here at Dollar General, he loves the weekends.
Yes. Well, they're going to go in there and buy Gatorades from him.
Oh, yeah.
So he probably sells out on weekends when we
Yeah.
have tournaments.
And that's a good thing there. That's a really good thing. So, out of all the jobs you've done, what was the best job and what was the most challenging?
The best job was secretary receptionist, and I'm going to tell you why. That secretary receptionist is your front end person. So she greets everybody that comes into the rec department. She signs up everybody's child. So you learn people in the community fast, and they know you. They'll call and ask for you. When I moved into the bookkeeping job, they would bypass the secretary that we had hired, and they'd ask for Kay, but they were used to me. So that's been the most rewarding job, is I learned everybody in the community from that job. The most challenging job, I've really not run across anything that's been challenging for us here at the rec department. I do enjoy doing the books, but I'm not just glued to the books. Brian gives me the ability, I can do just about anything that I want. Sometimes I'm at the water park. You'll see me around. I've also had people say, "Oh God, I didn't know you were still at the rec department. I hadn't seen you lately. I thought you'd
Yeah.
done retired." But
That's right.
you know, I am getting in the short rows, but you know, I'm not just yet.
Yeah, and that'll be a tough one when you decide you're going to retire.
It will be tough because I'm just used to seeing people all the time.
Yeah, and you know that's a good thing. I'm sure you like when you get home the peace and quiet, or does Ken bother you then?
No, Ken's pretty good.
Yeah. I pick my grandson up at daycare most every day, and I tell the girls, I said, I bet when y'all get home, because there's 50 kids hollering and screaming and playing, and I said, I bet y'all just go home and turn the TV off. They said, oh yeah, we want peace and quiet when we get off. So I get it with all that going on, but yeah, who are some of the people that stands out to you? I asked you about Beth.
Beth Morris was working at the rec department when I started. She's actually the reason that I even came and applied for the job. I played softball with her. And the minute I came in and interviewed with Roy and Bert Hammond, and they hired me on the spot. I mean, it was just weird, but she was very influential in me coming into the rec department. Then, you know, of course, I have a cousin that worked in the rec department with me, Steve Brown. He was in the athletic side of everything, so I worked with him. I've got loads of board members that, you know, will oversee our rec department. That Mr. Frankie Bracewell, which his daughter works up front for us now. Mr. Johnny Payne, we had Mr. Larry Shank. We had a great, that was Wayne Gay's era, so he had a great board. The board we have now is a very aggressive board. We have Jack Walker that's our chairman, and he leads us, and then, you know, we have 2 city council members, which is Chris Smith and Rich Mascaro, and then on the county side we have Trey Kemp, and then we have Miss Brenda Chain. We have a really, really good board. Yes. Our Tiffany Stanley, she used to be with the City of Dublin, now she's with GMA. She's on our board, and then Clark Daly. I'm sure everybody knows Mr. Clark Daly. He's with us as well. So we really, really have a great board. So Brian has a great group, a good team that supports him.
You're only as good as your people.
That's right, you
are.
are.
You gotta have good people. I don't care what you're running, you know, it can be a watermelon stand. If you ain't got the good people.
That's right.
To greet the people and want to make a difference. Talk about some of the other people.
Well, you know, Wayne had a great, I mean, we had a huge staff when Wayne was with us. And of course, you know, we had Spook Spivey. Everybody knows him. Right. Everybody knows him as Spook. Nobody knows him much as Randy. I didn't know him as Randy for the longest time and worked with him. But we had him. Then we had a young lady named Missy Bailey. She moved on to Effingham County. I mean, not Effingham, I'm sorry. She moved to Gainesville. But the one that I was very close to that retired, that she was like my right arm. And if I don't mention her, I ought to be ashamed, but Gloria Screws was her name. Yeah. And she was our programmer, but Gloria also would fill in athletics. I mean, she worked with Spook and them. She would supervise. She was kind of a jack of all trades. She did any and everything. And so we missed her when she left us. Yeah. Very much so. I did, because I depended on her a lot. She was a receptionist secretary, then she moved into programming, and then she helped in athletics. So she was a huge asset for us. Hated to lose her, but she had gotten to retirement age and decided it was time to go. Yeah,
eventually there's a time, I guess. I can't ever imagine retiring, period.
I know.
My dad's 87, he still works. I mean, he's retired like 4 times, but I think that's why he's in the shape he is too.
Yeah,
you know,
stays active. That's like my dad. He's 89, will be 90 in January. He gets around fine. He does walk with a walker, but he has always been active. Yeah. And I'm hoping I got a lot of his genes in me. But.
Yeah, of course, to me, and I'm biased, that's one of the greatest generations ever existed. What they've taught us through work ethic.
Yes.
And doing what you say what you do, have good credit, you know.
Be dedicated.
Yeah.
Make sure you're there every day.
Yeah.
Don't lay out of work.
Yeah, and if you ain't 15, 20 minutes early, Daddy taught us you late.
Yes,
because you
that's
never
right.
know what you're going to run into.
Now, Brian will probably tell you I'm late all the time.
He's probably looking for you.
Yes.
I don't know what he'd do without you.
Well, I've enjoyed working with him, and like I said, I've worked for 4 great directors, and I've learned something under every one of them.
Okay, now athletic director.
Our athletic director now is Jordy Gray.
Right.
And you know, I've worked with Jordy. He was with us originally in the operations side of everything, and he worked out there. His passion was athletics, so he came right behind Spook leaving, and he took the athletic job. He's great to work with too.
He is.
He's really a great guy.
And the guys that take care of the fields, what kind of crew do you have there?
Got a really good crew. Matt Smith's our operations manager, so he oversees those guys out there doing the fields. Matt used to be a director, and he decided he'd rather be in operations than be a director. Being a director is not what it's all cracked up to be. Sometimes now, you got to have that team under those. I've always wanted to be under that person. I like serving that person. Right. So I've always liked that.
Yeah, and Brian's doing a remarkable job.
He is. He's doing a great job.
He's just got a vast amount of experience in different playing ball. So how did it make you feel, the kids won the championship?
When they won the World Series.
Yeah, Louisiana?
That is awesome. It was in Louisiana. That is awesome. We watched it. We could watch it on TV and kept up with the guys. They played great, went undefeated. Lawrence County's got some great athletes. They're coming up. They really are.
Yeah, and I know the kids, I'd interviewed those kids, and they have played together so long. And they're just clicking together.
That's right.
And when they get to high school, middle school, high school, that's what makes great teams. That's why our schools, Trinity, East, West, Dublin, put good talent on the field because, you know, it's kind of like the rec department's the feeder system.
You're a feeder program to them.
Yeah, the
That's
AAA
right.
and the pros or whatever.
That's right.
But let's take another break and we're going to come back and wrap things up.
I'm Brian Bazemore, President and CEO of Community Bank of Dublin-Laurens County. We would like to invite you to come by and experience a welcoming banking environment. Come by today and have a cup of coffee and let us talk with you about our many products, savings accounts, checking accounts, CDs, and our many loans. You're more than just a number to us, you're family. Come by today, Community Bank of Dublin-Laurens County, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
I'm Heath Richter, and we just want to invite everybody to come on down to the Houston Clinic and check us out at our new facility. We've been in Dublin for a while now, obviously, but have a new office here, and we'd just like you to come down and see some of the new stuff we're offering. And if you need to get checked out, we'd be glad to do that for you. We've got able to do some ultrasound guided injections now, and physical therapy, and just a little bit better space. So hopefully we can get you in and out of here a little bit quicker.
Come by and see us today at our brand new location, the Houston Clinic, Medical Drive in Dublin.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to wrap things up. The water park. How many people come to that this past year?
This past year we've seen 42,000, maybe 600 and something. It's like 290 people more than last year.
Wow.
And that's where you see people from out of town that come. Your local residents do participate and come and utilize that water park, especially your season pass holders. A lot of those are Lawrence County residents. But you see a lot of people that from these small communities around you, they come and utilize that water park too.
Yeah. And big, I understand, Bibb County. I send them by the busload.
Send them by the busloads. They bring their summer camp. At least once a week, Bibb County comes rolling in with a bus full of kids.
Well, our thing that we're waiting on now, I think we're going to break ground here in a few months, but the multi-purpose building.
The new multi-purpose building, and we're looking forward to having that building put in.
Okay, to people don't know, tell us what we're going to be able to do with it.
The multi-purpose facility will have our basketball courts inside. It'll have an indoor turfed field where you can do indoor soccer, you could do indoor football. It's just gonna serve a vast variety of stuff that we can do inside under a shell. I mean, it's gonna be a 60,000 square foot building, so it's gonna be pretty nice.
Yeah, that's going to be really, really good. And thank the Lord for this community, this county that continues to pass the SPLOST.
And support us, yes.
And yeah, so we can do things like that. It's going to draw even more people.
It will, and have everything in one huge location.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was the vision to start off with.
Yeah, I don't even believe those early ones. I know Mr. Louis Curry was one of the,
he was the driving force behind it, yes. He was the driving force behind Southern Pines. He really was.
And I don't think even he would probably admit he wouldn't have never saw what's going on now.
No. He comes out still. Yeah. You know, Mr. Louis was the chairman of that board the whole entire time. Danny Jones was the director. And when they swapped over, he finally retired and come off the board, and Jack Walker took his spot. He still comes out and rides through the park, and he'll come in the office to see us. Huge asset to the community.
Yes,
he's a great guy.
Yeah, all the Currys, Will and Cameron, and they fell right in his footsteps. So, and this new office, y'all were in the tourism office.
We were in the tourism
long.
building, and Lawrence County built this nice building. We're on one end, and the county extension agency's on the other end. It's been a great time working with them. You know, we work together. But we love being out here on site.
Yeah, it need to be. So 25 years ago when Dublin-Laurens County merged, what was your initial reaction? Did you said, oh no, I don't want to do this, I'm used to Dublin, or what was your initial reaction?
Actually, I was excited for the community because I grew up playing in the county sports, and I felt like that everybody needed one general location to play. And I was excited for it to merge. I might have probably been the only person that was excited about the merger, but to me, we merged those two departments and everything just kind of gelled. Wade Walker came on board. You know, he was the director there, but he came on board and wanted to be in athletics. He didn't want to be a director. Great guy, you know. He loved sports and he loved kids, and he did a great job on that county side. He really did. But I was excited for the merger.
Yeah. He was a great guy. I remember the night he died.
At East Laurens School, running up and down the football field. It was East Laurens in Dublin. I remember that very well. He was at the office that day, and he said that he kept saying, I don't really feel good. And I was like, well, Wade, maybe you don't need to officiate tonight. But he did. He would not have given it up for nothing. No. And honestly, I think he probably went the way he'd like to go.
Yeah, yeah, he was incredible.
He was running up and down the field.
Yeah, and Miss Betty, his widow,
Miss Betty Walker.
Her kids, Miss Betty Dover before that.
I was going to say, you went to school with her kids.
Yeah, I coached Jeff, and I coached basketball and baseball, and Jeff was on, and my brother was on my basketball team also. And I shared that picture of our team in them shorts that we used to wear. And his kids thought that was the funniest thing they ever seen.
I can only imagine in that shorts.
Yeah. Daddy, why would y'all wear shorts like that? I mean, that's what we wore back then.
That is. I played basketball in high school too.
I wear that around the house now. I mean, it's so inappropriate.
Yeah.
But it was the
style back then.
It was in that era.
Eventually, you'll see it go back to that. You know how it kind of folds and swings over? Yeah, you'll see that.
I like to wear shorts, but I'll never wear them kind again. That's kind of like underwear or something. You know? It was crazy, but
things have changed.
Yeah, a lot has changed, and like you said earlier,
change is a good thing. It has. Change is a good thing.
Yes, it is.
You grow with change.
Yeah, it's how you adapt to it. And I told somebody recently about at church about the music now. It's not all just hymns. And
it's not. It's not your old Southern Baptist hymns that I grew up on. It's changed. It has.
Changed. And somebody said, well, James, the older people ain't gonna like that music. I said, I am the older person.
Exactly.
And all
but
I
it
want
does.
Is young people coming.
You feel the music, though.
Yeah.
You really do. You feel the music.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So change is good.
Change is a good thing.
Okay, so I guess I'll be back in 44 more years.
Oh, whoo. Well, maybe that'll be canned to this next go round. But I do appreciate you coming in and interviewing me. And like I said, I have enjoyed my job.
Yeah. Well, I know that because I'm in here a lot. So. But I know I love you, the community loves you.
Well, thank you.
And I know this Recreation Authority from Jack Walker and right on through. So it's just a wonderful, wonderful board, staff. It's just, you can tell everybody enjoys their job.
They do.
How could you not?
I know. Hey, you get to come to work and play sometimes.
Play, yeah. Well, sometimes. There's a lot more to it, isn't there?
But you also get to see kids grow up.
Yes.
I mean, really, they grow. You get to see them grow up.
Well, since 1980, we've grown up.
Yes.
You know, we might have been, I was 20 years old, but I wasn't grown yet. I might have thought I was.
We thought we were.
Yeah, but I wasn't.
Now we grown.
Yeah.
We grown now, James.
I feel it. Trust me.
Me too, every day.
We've talked about that, you know, the aches and pains now. So, well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And however you're watching us today, YouTube or Instagram, Facebook, that's another thing. People my age watch TV.
That's right.
These younger kids watch an iPad, iPod, something like that.
Or get you on YouTube.
That's right.
That's right.
So however you're watching us, we appreciate you joining us today.